Like a tribe does. Before this, did you really know what I was? Comprehend to the track force, why? Cause give me inches on the tip of the vibe buzz. Rock and roll to the beat of the funk fuzz. Wipe your feet really good on the rhythm rug. If you feel the urge to freak, do the jitterbug. Come and spread your arms if you really need a hug. Afrocentric living gives a big shrug. I like filled with, that's what I love. I love a plateau, it's what we're above. If it diss us, we won't even think of. We'll nipper the doggy, give a big shove. This rhythm really fits like a slug glove. Like a box of positives, it's a plus love. As the trial flies high like a dove.
I gotta make that shit shorter, man.
I'm over here grooving like, hey.
No, you're good. You're good.
That's a Chaos Central trademark, man. We had the longest intros I think anybody on damn YouTube.
I do. I know I have like most of mine are about a minute and a half. I mean, and like the ones Anzo's made, the ones I've made, like the Star Wars Senate one I made is like 2.5 minutes long. I mean, it's like literally like, let's just take a ride, sit back, have a drink, come back in about 5 minutes. If you need to go to the bathroom, you can do that too. Think about what you're going to say today, and then maybe when you come back, it might be done.
So, how's everybody doing?
Oh, doing all right.
Yeah,
I'm halfway through the synopsis, so I'm just reading through this.
Oh my god!
I was feeling really good till about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Come on.
You know I had to come on here and ruin your fun, Daddy.
Not just that. I feel like I'm about to get beat up, and ain't nothing I can do about it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So basically, you feel like the Wookiee in this episode, surrounded by.
I feel worse than him.
Surrounded by the Power Rangers. You mean?
Oh my god.
So the Rancor baby thing actually does make an appearance in this.
Oh my god! Does
Well,
it ever?
Is it the baby?
We don't know where he came from though.
We have no idea.
It says replacing the one slain by Luke Skywalker, meaning that's what the one that they went after in the Bad Batch was, because it was the Hutts. So I'm assuming it's the same one. I'm sorry.
Probably, but hey, we got Machete here, man. So as a Hispanic, yo,
Machete
right
showed
there.
up.
Machete,
See,
man.
Representation for everyone.
Yeah, even the Powerpuff
people
Girls
with
were there.
spike
Sorry, I
stuff.
mean the biker gang.
Yeah.
Some overall thoughts. Let's go quick around the table. We'll start off with number one. How you doing?
Okay.
All right. So, what did you think of the episode? Quick and simple.
It was utterly terrible.
Phantom Zone right now.
Okay. So it's a terrible episode. Chris hasn't seen it yet. So I'm
terrible.
Chris hasn't seen it.
I'm reading it, and I'm reading it, and it doesn't seem like
Did you not read the title of the show? What it was gonna be about, man?
No, actually, I didn't. I just show up.
I'm just busting your balls, man.
No, but I'm pretty good at reading through. Listen, I have gone and on the way back from St. Louis, I have watched an episode of The Bad Batch just
Okay, now back to Jason. He hasn't seen it, so he can't even talk about it right now. He hasn't seen it. So go ahead, Jason.
Well, I feel like the people that was defending AB before he ran across the field with his shirt off, that's what I felt after this episode. It was kind of bad. I wasn't impressed.
Oh my God.
After last week's.
Not
Fuck
impressed.
these motherfuckers smoking.
How the fuck? Hold on. No. You sitting there huffing and puffing. Everyone so it says it's bad. How the fuck did you like it?
Oh, look. Let's give some positivity here. Shifty comes in with fun episode. The chase was weak, but the Rancor and the Wookiee fight made up for it. Okay, I'm gonna touch on that. Hey, what's up, Darius? Hey, what's up, Nick Weiser? 32 flavors of Nick Weiser in the house. Fight scenes, blah. I'm assuming this in space Western version now. All right, Anzo, what do you think?
Oh man, I'm gonna echo positive candor. It was horrible. This episode was really bad. I'm trying to enjoy this show, but I just can't. I can't do it.
All right, Nindroid.
Oh, I'm kind of scared to go. Honestly.
Hey, you liked it. You liked it. If you didn't like it, you didn't like it.
I mean,
it's just,
I thought the episode was fun. That's the thing.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. So you thought it was fun, Austin?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So overall, it's the weakest episode so far. The beginning of it was actually pretty good. It's like, okay, it's gonna be good, and then the Power Rangers showed up, and I'm like, wait a minute, am I watching the right show? Like, please tell me this is not the new Power Rangers. I mean, there are things that I like, but overall, I don't know. It was pretty weak.
You'd be loving what he's seeing right now. All right, Danny.
Man, I thought this thing was hot, just like Meteor Man and Blank Man. It was that same level of comedy, man. The show is fire. I'm telling you. I was waiting for J5 to come out.
G Major.
All I can say, I was dumbfounded because I was like, wait, what? That's all I can tell you. I was just dumbfounded.
Just dumbfounded. All right. What did I think? Oh my gosh. I think this was a fucking total. They had the opportunity to do something amazing with the characters that they introduced, and they fucked it up, man. Like, it was weak, completely all over the place with what they could have done so differently. But anyway, that's what I have to say about that.
Who directed this episode?
Favreau.
It was
Rodriguez.
Oh, it was Rodriguez.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's get some chats here. What I got? It's called the Diversity Rangers. It was awesome seeing Trejo's special moment. Was great until the ridiculous worst bikes Star Wars chase, but all of that trash attack on EBN just proved they were right. Yeah. Even the politics, I was begging for the Huts to stay. Shifty comes in. Rob sounded like an entitled gatekeeping dingbat in his video. He, of all people, should realize Star Wars isn't just Jedi and lightsabers, but then I get what he's doing. He needs the clicks. That was fire, Shifty. Hey, Sherry.
Hey, Sherry.
You got a bot in your group right underneath Sherry's. Okay, just letting you know. Can I say something though by what I'm reading here?
Yeah, go ahead.
It looks like the concept of the idea of this, bringing in syndicates and all the other stuff, that's a good place to be. It's execution, and that's always been the problem with these Disney series, even on the Marvel side. It's execution. You can't just have an idea, and this is a big difference between Marvel and Star Wars, is that Marvel at least gets the idea and tries to get through it, and normally on the back end of it, it comes out and you're like, okay. Star Wars, though, what it seems like the big problem has always been is that they just throw stuff out there because we have no idea what we're doing with this product. Literally, because they took a product from the guy, George Lucas, and then put somebody in charge who claimed to know what she was doing with it. And I mean, honestly, I'd look at this and I would wait another 6 months or so before you hear people saying, well, this particular episode, Kathleen Kennedy got a hold of, and she wanted this, and this. Because Kathleen Kennedy, that's what happened. Maybe not the only reason why 9 was the movie it was, but a lot of it was because of reshoots. So if we find out she got her hands in any of this series, that's going to be your big difference between this and like The Mandalorian, which was for the most part okay.
All right.
So if what we're talking about here, there's a lot of the Power Ranger, Powerpuff look, and like a bunch of weird things that you look at and you like, that's not Star Wars. This makes no sense here. This does this. More often than not, when that happens, that's Kathleen Kennedy acting like she knows what she's doing with the product.
So you think she had her fingers in this?
If it's that bad, I haven't watched it yet. So just reading through it, the core idea behind it, because like I said, I read a synopsis about the different groups that are introduced in this, or the biker gang comes back, the slaughtering of the Tusken Raiders, the different things going on in Mos Espa, and everything I read sounds like Star Wars. It makes sense. I can see it in my head, but when you say, when you start mentioning Power Rangers and Powerpuff Girls and this type of stuff, I'm sitting there going like, okay, where's that coming? So obviously the visualization of the idea was horrible.
Okay. Danny, let's start us off with what you liked.
I definitely like the Wookiee. I think he's on another level than the traditional Wookiees that we've seen, because he seems to be more feral and more aggressive than ones I've seen in the past, Shabbat and other stuff. I knew that some people were going to complain about when they saw the Bacta tank, and that's kind of redundant. I'll give you that. But I did like the fact that they only had like maybe 3 minutes of flashback versus the other would show when they had like 20 something minutes of it. So I will give you that. I think that the coloration of the different motorcycles and stuff, I didn't like that per se, but I look at that as they're just trying to market. That's marketing. They're trying to get kids. Oh, I want the red one. I want the beam. Now, is it traditional Star Wars? No, it isn't. But I wasn't terribly upset with it. Some parts of it felt kind of like Fast 9-ish, the chase and stuff in there. But like I said, I've grown accustomed to now that, some of the stuff is not the traditional Star Wars that we've seen. But I chalk it up, okay, will that sell a toy? Will my grandson want that shit? Probably will. So I give it a pass on that kind of stuff. I liked last episode better, but I really enjoyed the Wookiee. I enjoyed seeing Danny Trejo come in there. I think he's going to be. I think they sit there to try to kill Boba Fett. What I'm thinking, because the way he told the thing he'll be back seemed kind of sinister to me. So I think his role might be a little duplicitous. So I don't know, but I didn't hate this episode. It's like I said, to me it wasn't good as last week's, but I didn't hate it. I don't hate the series because of this episode. So.
Fair enough. What did you think about them? And you said about the Bacta tank. What did you feel about them reusing a scene that we already got previously? Like, again, we got to see Camino and the same scene of him seeing his father fly off. Did you find that repetitious that they're using?
Yeah, I find the entrance too. Because every time they come on, they show that little spider walking in front of the castle. Like they don't do that every episode. So I guess it's some.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I guess in some scenes they just use it. I don't know what to save money. I don't know, or to try to establish familiarity with something, because kind of like using the same intro like we do. I don't know what it is, but like I said, I will give anybody that doesn't like it when you see the back to tank, you're okay. Here we go, and we still haven't figured out why he's in there.
Mhm.
Unless he has a lingering illness that maybe we can't see, maybe it's internal or something. I'm trying to figure out why he's still in there because I thought the tank heals you, not something that's repetitive if you don't have a fresh wound. But
Right.
like I
Because
said,
that's another thing, right? You saw. Anyways, we'll talk about that later when we get to the full fight thing. Are you done, Danny?
yeah, but like I said, the highlight to me was I can't think of his name, Cassatin, whatever his name is.
Yeah, like I
Yeah,
said.
that sucker's a beast, man. So,
Chris, what did you have something to say?
I was just going to say that every time you see the cut of, him as a child, I honestly think, and Danny should be happy because of this, I honestly think they're trying to set up that something going on in this is going to revert back to, at the end of it all, they're going to get Mace Windu in this. There's no other reason to show him holding his dad's helmet or anything. They haven't explained what that father-son thing is, and there's a lot of father-son references in this. And
from what I heard, it's not Mace Windu. I heard a spoiler of who's going to show up at the end.
Yeah,
and it sounds stupid.
Who'd you hear?
I heard of something too. Let's see what she's gonna say, Anzo.
You want me to tell you guys?
Yeah,
sure.
Han Solo and Ben.
Yeah, I heard.
Oh,
I heard
really?
more. Than,
Wait,
I heard more than that.
Yeah.
Them too, but someone else.
talking about Kylo Ren before he becomes Kylo Ren.
Yeah, as a kid, they're gonna show Han Solo and Kylo Ren as a kid.
Who the fuck want to see that?
Yeah.
I told you guys
you
when
heard
the
that, and what
Mandalorian
else,
started.
guys?
No, I heard that's gonna be what was her name from the solo movie? Kira?
Oh, Kara,
Yeah, I've heard she's going to be in this.
Yeah.
Kira.
But what did I say when Mandalorian started? I said they're trying to connect old Star Wars to new Star Wars. So if they put Ben in this, then that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to connect these different factions, as we would call it, Lucas and Disney Star Wars, and they're trying to figure it out. That's what they're trying to do. And so it wouldn't surprise me. It's not the way to go, but it wouldn't surprise me. So,
All right, G Major, your likes.
My light might be dark, but I did like. Come easy, Dan. I liked the when he got back to the camp with the Tusken Raiders and they all died and found out that.
Look at you morbid little bastard.
I'm morbid.
That's pretty dark there, boy.
That dark, and then found out if I'm correct, the motorcycle gang came back and got their shit. So I was like, okay, I could go with that. I'm sorry, but
Damn.
I like
listen,
dark.
liking something dark is nothing wrong.
Thank you.
Like barbecue dark. Like that's like when you have chicken on the grill and you forget about it and it's all.
And he did like they do, burn the bodies.
All right. Anything else than that?
I did like the Wookiee.
Okay.
I his attack and everything. I did like the Wookiee, and I think that might be it.
All right, cool. We're gonna continue with Austinator, Nindroid, and Anzo. Go ahead, guys.
Well, I mean, all right. So the beginning of the episode where, he's confronting the gang and he's like, well, now you work for me because, you can't find work. Like, I thought that was cool up until we see the bikes. I'm like, and I did like how he basically told the guy, you know what do they owe you? 1,300. Well, here's 500 because you overpriced. I thought that was cool, but the bikes kind of ruined it. And I did like the whole, like, him going back and finding camp. I'll even echo G Major on this. I like that entire scene where he goes back and sees the Tusken Raiders dead and he does the fire. I think the music was the best part of that scene. I thought that was...
Yes, that's another thing. I'm sorry, go ahead.
The music was great. I would say Danny Trejo is a positive just because I like Danny Trejo. And the Wookiee was pretty cool, too. Even though I do have a problem with that action sequence, but I'm trying to think what else I like. I mean, I like that. It's just I don't know. Like this episode was just so weird, and just it was all right. I don't know.
Okay,
Let
what
me
you
ask
say?
y'all a question.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
It seems like everybody hate the bikes. The bikes was one color. Would y'all like the bikes better, or y'all just you associate it with Power Rangers because the bikes are multicolor? Is that what
No.
rubbing you wrong?
Well, it could have been Voltron too. Just saying.
You set yourself up for that. You set yourself up for that.
That
No, I didn't.
You did.
that
I
chase
was asking a
scene
question.
was so slow. I was like, "What the hell?" Like it was so slow. It
Well,
was garbage, man.
Yeah, the chasing was bad.
I will
Yeah.
say this.
It was not so fast, but it was furious.
Yeah.
I will say this. Hearing about different colored bikes and stuff, it's just not a Star Wars thing. There aren't bright colors on
Tatooine, at least.
Yeah, especially on Tatooine. Because if you're a biker gang, which is what I read, if you're a biker gang, you're not going to want to stand out. Everybody hides in the tan and grays of Tatooine. That's what Tatooine's about. It is a seedy underbelly of the Star Wars universe because that's where you go to hide, not to stand out. So that is the biggest problem with the idea of colors, like bright colors. If you were on Naboo, perhaps you might get away with it because Naboo was a very vibrant and colorful landscape. Coruscant, perhaps, but not Tatooine. Tatooine, everything, and I know, I can't remember where or when, but I know that George Lucas basically stated about Tatooine is the reason why everything is one color is because one, the people who are there, you want to give them a reason why they don't want to be there. Like Luke. Luke wanted to leave because Jesus Christ, who wants to be there? And two, if you're there to hide, not to stand out. And so there is something fundamentally wrong about colorful bikes and stuff in Tatooine's mythos.
Okay.
Oh wait, there is a couple other things I do like.
Go ahead.
I did like the tie back to when you see, I think it was like either episode 1 or 2, but like the gang that we see that's like raiding the house, and that kind of ties back into like what my other positive is when you see Boba Fett like negotiating. I think that like those scenes are really good, especially when he's like negotiating with the guy over the protection for them or whatever, and he's like, well, you know, the Tusken Raiders, you know, they're working with me basically, and they're like, well, we're going with this other group, and then Boba Fett's like, okay, well, I'll take them out, so you don't have to pay them. It's like I liked when like he's actually negotiating, but and I like the tiebacks to the previous episode with the gang and stuff. So, but otherwise, I mean, those are really all my positives. I don't really have a whole lot.
Fair enough. Nindroid.
Okay. My positives. Well, I actually liked Boba Fett in this whole episode. I liked him negotiation, just like what Austin said. A lot of the scenes with him negotiating and all of that. Also the flashback with the sand people being killed and all that. I just really like that because now we're not getting as like many flashbacks now, and this was the first full episode where mostly it was all taking place present day, which I like that. Black Chrysanthemum, I liked him. I like the idea of the fight. It's just I do also have an issue with the fight itself.
Yeah.
But yeah, another thing. I like the overall concept of this episode. And I also like the ideas of there are gangs, like biker gangs and all that. But yeah, there's some issues which I'll get to with the negatives. And I like the whole mayor shit with him teaming up with the Pikes and all of that, because that's more teases for Crimson Dawn, which I for one, I actually want to see Kira return. So I'm down for that.
All right. Hanzo.
It'll be short and sweet. The look of the Wookiee. That's it.
The look of the Wookiee.
That's
when
it.
he fell down to the pit.
Oh my god, yeah, because he just happened to stand right over the fucking hole, like just happened to be there. Like, oh come on. No, I thought the first part of it was starting off really good. You know what I mean? And then they showed about the tank. First off, they showed that fucking back the flashback, and he's walking through the sand for like 2 minutes, and then he gets to or then they show him walking back through the sand for like 2 minutes. They're gonna cut that out right there. Right, and then he comes out and the Wookiee attacks him, and I'm like, yes. And then they have that little fight, and then from that little fight, when the Power Rangers come in, the rest of the show just went downhill for me.
All right. Oh my gosh, Jason, go ahead.
I'm gonna be sort of like Anzo. I'm very not much enjoyed in this episode. The Wookiee part was pretty good. Didn't care for anything about the biker things at all. The Pikes, I mean, I like them. I mean, like that you see them coming on World, and they're starting to like build up their army and stuff like that. So that gives me hope. But they just the Power Ranger bikes just did not. There's where did they get that paint for those colors? Everything in Tatooine is rust and like brown and rust color. Why? Where in the world did you get? They get the purple and the red color. There's nothing.
They must have an amazing clear coat. That's all I can say.
I know they went by Lowe's or Home Depot, but every Tatooine scene I've seen in every movie or show, I've never seen a purple or red or anything like that. I mean, Boba Fett's green on his
well, the pod racers had color.
Actually,
thinking about it, in Phantom Menace, the pod racers were colored, right? Not shiny like that, but they were colored.
Yeah, they were colored. The color is not a problem. It's the shiny. Like they were like
they look like
glycerin. Yeah.
Well, they did have blues and reds and rust and that color. But think about it this way: all of those were sponsored by people like the Hutts, people with extreme amounts of money. And I would assume something like that would, if you had color on your things, flags that were colorful and things like that, much like back in medieval times and stuff, people with purples were considered very wealthy because that color was very hard to come by. So it's probably the same type of thing. So pod racers were sponsored by rich people because there was lots of money in pod racing. So of course you're going to have colors on there because like NASCAR, you're going to have vibrant things, but it costs money to do that. That's why there's the slave trade and everything was wrapped up into that. If this biker gang is obviously like, it sounds like they're almost teenagers.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, again, that color thing doesn't make sense with the context. It sounds like we got already.
Made them, they were stealing water. I mean, they could have made them like they were stealing spice or something else. But I mean, you're over there stealing Aquafina instead of like valuables or something. That's what they just sort of. I don't know.
All right, is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Number 1.
Yes.
What did you like?
The end credits.
Wow.
The music.
Right. Wow. That's it?
Yeah, I mean, to me, the Black Chrysanthemum fight was terrible.
Okay. Terrible why? Because it wasn't a typical
Number
Wookiee?
one, why the hell is he yanking him out of the fucking tank? Just kill him in the tank, for crying out loud. That was dumb. Just kill him in the tank. Why did he have to yank him out? That's stupid. So yeah, I mean, I have serious problems with the way they staged, because basically they even though he powered up like crazy, the girl kicked his ass, I think, in this thing. So again, the Power Ranger girl.
Well, the girl didn't really kick his ass. He stabbed her.
The Pink Ranger basically hooked on the arm or whatever.
Yeah.
And and then of course all of a sudden Fennec Shan shows up and hits the button to Black Chrysanthemum in the Rancor pit. And that's basically how they capture him. So it's pretty anticlimactic, really.
So you're saying this episode needed Viagra? That's what you're saying.
Yeah, well,
I think it needed a couple.
It needs something.
All right. Well, even though this episode was a mess, I still enjoyed watching it because there was still a lot of positive things about it. Not story-wise, but visually, it was a very appealing episode, right? The cinematics and everything that came in, it captures Tatooine. It still gives you that nostalgia that we like about, A New Hope and as well as Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. No, I mean, the best part is, Danny Trejo, the chef, being the Rancor.
Let's be honest, Danny Trejo is not. He's just iconic by the way he looks. He's not an amazing actor.
Yeah. So
you don't have to be an amazing actor. He plays one part, and every part he's literally played is Machete, whether or not they put the name on it or not.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was the best part. But Boba kind of getting, I don't know, almost intimate with the Rancor there, basically. I thought he was going to kiss him on the lips or something,
Shit, guys. It's okay to love your pets, but just don't love your pets. So the thing that I liked most was that the cinematics, the graphics, we actually got to see some starships in this, and people disembarking starships. I didn't think we were going to get to see that. What else did I like? I like the nod for the toad. The toad in the beginning when he eats the bug or the insect.
Yeah,
it was like a nod to Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys noticed it though. When they were having their feast, their dinner, they were actually eating the same type of feast.
Yeah.
I saw that nasty thing. I was like, ugh.
What were they eating?
The toad. It was like a stuffed. It was like almost looked like a turkey, but if you looked at it when they first goes to that scene, it's actually the same type of toad that was eating the bug outside. That's about all I liked, really. Everything else about it, story-wise, was just all over the place. I didn't find it consistent. But the cinematics was good. That's about it. That's all I can give it. Besides that, it was flat. The part that I liked, though, is I don't believe I'm going to say this, but I really want to see Boba Fett kick some fucking ass. Like really snap and do something.
Jeez, for real.
Because that battle with Dark Karstan or Karstistan, I can't even say his freaking name. We all have heard of Wookiees ripping people's arms off. And the fact that he was flown around in that room, right? He had a freaking knuckle bracelet with spikes and some kind of Electra thing, punched him across his face, had no marks on his face to show for it. Now, was it because the backpack tank still has a healing process a few hours after they're out of there? I don't know the science of it. It's fake. I don't know. But that's basically my likes on that episode. It was the fight could have been a lot better and a lot nicer, in my opinion. And we'll get back to that after. All right, so we'll start off with number one. What did you not like?
Everything.
Okay, short screen. Next, Jason.
Where did I start? Number one, it was a short episode. Only barely over 30 minutes, maybe, if even that. And really was pretty much just filler. If I'm really being honest, this was a super filler episode to me.
The whole series, there's a filler. Every series we're getting are fillers between the movies. So, what else?
Yeah, of course, the main thing obviously is the Vespa Power Ranger gain, whatever on the and that lady had about 1,000 mirrors on her bike, basically. So I guess she had it all decked out, for that whatever reason. And then all of a sudden, Boba Fett coming in at the very end. Why wasn't he flying above shooting at the dude? As,
Facts.
bring the main. Where the fuck is the main character in this thing? You're having a bunch of goofballs chase this guy down, and and we are. I mean, how many people's Boba Fett killed in this? Just one so far in the first episode. When he killed the one guy with his little rocket wrist thing. So yeah, they really downgraded Boba Fett. They basically, I mean, he's almost reminds me of a lot of the difference between Captain Kirk kicking ass and Captain Picard negotiating. That's basically what Boba Fett is now. In the movies, he and prequels, and he kicked some butt, but now they've made him into this negotiator, and that is just not him at all. I don't know if the Sarlacc freaking sucked his brain out of his head or whatever, but it's just not Boba Fett. I'm sorry, and not the one I know, and not the one.
Which one do you know? You know the EU one or the one that you got in the movies?
Yeah, even the EU one was way, but had a
no. I can agree with you with the EU one, but people that just base it on the movies, it's like
on the movies, he only has 5 minutes of screen time, so you can't get much from that, obviously. But in the EU they fleshed him out pretty well.
Can I bring up the point on the EU thing again? That most of the people who fight most of the people who fight on the Mandalorian and Boba Fett stuff on the EU stuff have to realize Lucas didn't recognize the EU as being an issue on anything he did. So bringing it up is pointless. Doesn't matter what you want. Doesn't matter if you like it or not. It's pointless because it doesn't exist. It didn't necessarily exist for Lucas, but it definitely doesn't exist now. They're trying to feed in parts of the EU. That's all I'm saying.
But they're trying to make him Boba personable. I mean, he never had his helmet off ever in the movies, except for obviously the prequels when he was a kid. Okay, and now in this, he basically has his helmet off for most of all the scenes. He's only been, the Boba Fett we know for just a few minutes.
Right.
So it's a complete teardown of his character. Even from and if you want to just base it off of the movies, it's a complete teardown of his characters in the movies. That's the problem with this. So they better turn it around quick, and because you have them, like I said, kicking butt in the previous episode during the train scene, basically. But then he's getting his butt kicked a lot in the present day.
Right.
So, where is the big drop off?
Well, hopefully we're gonna get a bigger one, a bigger Boba Fett, a stronger
to
Boba
explain
Fett,
this.
one that we know.
Why he's so basically weak now compared to everybody else around him, and so I mean, and like I said, the Black Chrysanthemum thing. I mean, he should have just killed him right through the freaking tank. Don't yank him out of the damn tank. Just kill him in the tank, for crying out loud. So yeah, everything is staged to depower, um, to depower basically every character in this. Um, there's not one badass character in this yet, and that's a serious problem.
Cool, Jason.
Well, I'm not going to go mention the biker thing because I'm everybody's. I didn't really care for the guy at the beginning. The guy they accusing them of stealing the water or whatever. I just didn't see the purpose of that. It's just like, okay, we got these, supposedly they got, they've got these flashy things and they're stealing water. It would have been better if they left that out or just stick them in a different item or something. Only thing, I was a little upset when I saw the Sand People, where he came back and the Sand People were all killed. I was expecting him to go like on a rampage and go find those guys right then, and unless we're going to see that next episode in a flashback, and go off of them guys, the biker gang. But so I was sort of expecting that and didn't go. I hope we get it because it really don't make sense if he just lets them go. Only that, like Anzo said, that race, the chase scene was garbage. I mean, I thought I was watching like some comedy, some comedy chase down that you see in the like in the 80s or 90s. So it just didn't do nothing for me, and just odds, and just the episode just wasn't the best, just for me.
Okay. Austin.
Well, all right. So the gang stole water, and I mean it's not a bad idea because I get it on Tatooine. There's not a lot of it, but I mean, couldn't have been anything cooler than that. I mean, it's literally freaking water. The fight scene with the Wookiee, it didn't look that good, and also I literally thought my man Boba Fett died in that scene where this man's like getting freaking bear hugged. He's like in a bear hug for like a long time. You hear like these bones like crunch. I'm like, oh my god, he's dead. Like there's no fucking way. Like he broke. I thought his back broke. I'm like, oh my god, he's dead. And then he's fine. I'm like, all right, what the fuck?
Did you notice it? Did you notice his toe?
Yeah,
it was like freaking.
Yeah.
I thought he broke his toe.
Yeah, me too.
And honestly, they did, and the gang, like, they didn't fully become Power Rangers until that action scene. Like, okay, they got colorful bikes. I'm like, all right, I don't mind that. But then you see them with like their freaking like they have like their own weapons, and now like because of their droid parts, like they're all different. I'm like, yeah, they're fucking Power Rangers. Like, there's no.
The one guy looked like Cyborg, like a cheap version of Cyborg.
Yeah. And it's just like, oh my god, so I thought that was kind of silly. And I also, the chase scene was bad too. I mean, it was not shot well. It was very slow.
Good comedy chasing.
Yeah, and also, you know how like some people would, will ask the question, if you were in an alleyway and somebody came up to beat you up, like who would you have to protect you? If anybody ever chooses Boba Fett, I hope they get beat up. Like this man Boba Fett cannot like get a W to save his life. Like I swear, like don't get me wrong, he's a great negotiator, but man, he needs to get some training lessons in karate or something. Like he needs to get a black belt. Like this is sad.
Well, who goes to tackle down a Wookiee the way he did?
Like, yeah, exactly. And then he's trying to grab a weapon frantically instead, and it's like, oh my god! Like,
don't use Boba Fett in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, if he was in the Mortal Kombat tournament, he'd get his ass kicked real quick. He'd get his ass kicked by the worst character. Like that's how bad he is.
I didn't like to say the beta Boba Fett, but I'm beginning to say beta Boba Fett, man. Like, oh my gosh, he's so getting his ass beat all the time. Like, come on.
He's called Beta Fett now.
Give me something. I want to see him do some badass shit. He still hasn't done anything badass yet.
Nindroid.
Okay. Yeah, with the whole biker gang thing, I do agree. with the whole colorful bikes thing, and also just the action sequence at the end. It's like it really made me feel like we were watching Solo again. And I mean that in a bad way because I don't really like the speeder chase scene in Solo in the beginning in Corellia. So I just brought that. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I do like the mayor's assistant speeder. I don't like their speeders though. It's like, my God, with the whole colorful thing. Because I will agree, yeah, it was bad with the whole different colors. And some of how this episode was shot as well, like the action sequence right here, I thought some of it was very shot like weirdly, and it just felt like you just kept on cutting to different people's reactions. It's like just show me the main action and all that. And why would Boba Fett attack like that? Put his hands right there. It's like, if Black Croissant, which we do know he's a very strong dude, I don't know why he just didn't grab those arms and just tore them right off, honestly.
Right, because him and Boba Fett were Jabba's best bounty hunters.
Not Jabba's, Vader's.
Well, Vader's hired them, but because
Vader hired him to find.
Because Jabba said they were the best.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah. But yeah, honestly, just some little like nitpick stuff like that. But yeah, mainly it's the whole speeder bike gang, the chase scene at the end, which really bothered me.
Look at that toe. Why would they take that picture, like that zoom into the toe?
Lovely.
No, that's not a shot.
That toe was crazy.
Hey, it's
I'm gonna be
foot
like, what
erotica.
the hell's going on with the toe?
Disney is getting into foot fetish erotic.
Well, that and also a Rancor port.
Anza.
Oh man, okay, so like I said, they started the fight, it was decent, then they did all that stuff you're talking about, and then the Power Rangers come in to help him out. And I'm like, where's Fennec? Why isn't she the one jumping in here helping him? Where is she? You know what I mean? So then they fight, and then they take him out to that little throne room, and when they stop fighting, he just happens to be standing on the hole. She drops him in there, and I was just like, oh, this is ridiculous, you know. What else did I not like about it? They brought in the Hutts again, and the Hutts were cool. And then they let whatever the black Chewbacca go, you know. And I'm like, okay, so you know what's gonna happen, right? Last episode.
Did you just say the black Chewbacca?
Yeah, the black Chewbacca.
Okay.
The last episode, he's gonna come back and help them. That's exactly what's gonna happen. And we are going to get fucking Django riding a Rancor in the last fucking episode, I believe. And I'm just like, I am not interested in seeing any of that. It's like, I don't want to see him ride a Rancor. I want to see him do some badass stuff. I find people have no respect for him because when he walks up to them and he's talking to them and they're like, yeah, we know who you are. Like this is Boba Fett. He's the crime boss. Like, you know what I mean? Like, nobody
You don't have a job, you have one. You're working for me now.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, nobody has no respect for him whatsoever. And I'm just like, nah, I'm not digging that at all, man. And I was trying to like this show, I really am, but each episode just keeps going down worse and worse for me.
That's the toad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Danny.
I did not like that their security is shit.
Damn it! Okay, I was gonna say that too.
If he is supposed to be like the world class bounty hunter, there is no way that Wookiee should have able to get that far into the castle. So I would have a serious talk with Fennec, Power Rangers, whatever you want to call them. We would have a conference first thing the next day. Like, what the fuck? I hear a lot of y'all talk about the Power Rangers. I chalk that up to today's youth. How many of us, as an older generation, we do traditional stuff, and then these youth want to be expressive and come out with these crazy colors, with these crazy kind of design stuff. So that's all that was.
Yeah, like us
Yeah,
putting
Oh,
like
yeah,
us putting jumbo laces when we were breakdancing, right?
yeah, Tatooine. Yeah, plus traditionally it's all that hiding and stuff, but those are young kids. They know everything. Can't tell them nothing. They want to be different.
Mhm.
So that's just individuality, and that's just marketing because kids gonna be like, oh, I want the purple one. Oh, I want the yellow one. That's all that is.
that's if people like those characters.
Yeah.
I thought the characters were trash. And one more thing I forgot to say. One of the characters says it's okay, mate. I was like, what?
Like
Did you just
Australian.
say
Yeah.
mate? I was
Yeah,
like, did you just say mate? I was like, oh, come
oh, that whole
on,
scene
man.
with the keep your eye on it. Was it?
Yeah.
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 No, that's that Disney humor. I mean,
That was dry as fuck. Though.
It was dumb.
Yeah.
Sorry,
but
but go ahead, Danny.
yeah. Whether we think something is crazy or not, Star Wars has always traditionally done well with merchandising. So that's gonna sell somewhere. I mean, is it gonna fly off the shelves? No. But that's what I think that was. Um, I don't think I would have let that guy, the Wookiee go.
Right.
I would have tried to negotiate with him and say, hey man, you want to be a partner or something like that, another enforcer. Maybe he could train the biker crew because they're really not well trained. And I think he's gonna need somebody with a lot more backbone to help against the pikes. And those four bikers ain't gonna cut it. Gamorrean guards are kind of weak. So he has to develop and build his own army. So that's the first thing I would have done. I would not have let him go. I think the Huts are being they're sneaky. They ain't going nowhere. They might get their hands in there, so they're gonna try and do a backdoor and team up with the Pipes. I don't think they're gonna give up quite that easy. So I think we're gonna see them again. Um, I agree with Positive Candor. I when I first cut this on this morning around about 6 o'clock, and I saw the time, I was like, oh, this is bullshit. So they don't need to go back to 38 minutes. They need to go keep the 52, 54 minutes and tell more of the story. Because maybe parts of the story could be good, but then maybe they could end it really strong, which they didn't do, in my opinion. But yeah, they got these next, was it 4 episodes? They had to keep them in the 54-minute range, at least 45 at the least. Go ahead.
Okay. Finish.
Trying to think. The chase was it was slow. I'll give you that. If it was faster, I think would have been better. But I like the parts of Boba Fett, and then like some people say, like there's a movie called I don't know if you've seen it, I'm Nobody, and if you first watch the movie, the main character isn't violent. He isn't any of that stuff. He looks like a chump, but then when he finally has enough, then we see how badass he just is. So I think that's the pacing that they're going with Boba Fett. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do this. But I think when he's had enough, or when shit hits the fan, I think we're gonna see some badass stuff. And just to tell you, I'm not saying I'm a badass, but if I ain't got no weapons and I'm just fresh woken up out of my sleep, I ain't gonna be trying to do. I'm not gonna crazy. I'm gonna be trying to get to my gun and take some people out. Now, if I'm already awake, full gear and stuff, and then the fighting mindset, then I think I'll do better. Case in point, check out my YouTube video and you see what I do when I'm put in harm's way. But anyway, that's how I see it. So that's all. Yeah.
One last thing I forgot to say is after the chase, Boba Fett just shows up just like right there.
Yep.
I'm like, where the hell was he during the chase? Like it could have been so much cooler if they had shown it from a sky view where he's chasing down, maybe trying to shoot at the speeder's engines or something to slow it down. And it was just he just wasn't there until the end. And I'm like, that's the Disney bullshit, man. I didn't like it. So yeah.
Yep. G Major.
This biker gang belongs in a back to the Future sequel more than this.
Okay.
I mean,
Facts.
it didn't fit. It bugged me. I'm looking at it, I'm like sitting like you. I mean, just it. See, I can't even describe it so much. It was so bad. I just did not like the biker gang. It's not the color that bugs me, it's the characters that bug me. They belong into a Back to the Future thing.
Yeah, I don't like them either. I don't like the characters at all.
I mean, it's just
Actually, it's funny that you say Back to the Future because the part that he crashes into the wall and those fruit fall on him, it's like he's landing
Thank
on
you.
the shit part, right? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I get that. Okay.
I mean, it just bugged me. I mean, that probably is my dislike the whole thing. So,
Yeah. Well, echoing what Danny said, myself, it was the security thing, right? Right off the bat, you take over, you need to build a team and have some kind of security. Now, they had security at the door for that damn guy that came, Leech, whatever he was, that went to complain about the biker gang. There was security then. How could a full-grown ass Wookiee get in there without being seen?
right?
So I think it was Jason that said this in one of another roundtable on the show that maybe Fennec may be out for him. I don't know. You know, she's been very scarce. You don't know when the fight started off. She wasn't there until the last minute. She's always there at the last minute, so it's kind of weird. So she's really how youth say today. She's very sus. So yeah, I don't like the fact that you if you're a crime lord, you would make sure you have soldiers and stuff protecting your ass while you're in a freaking Bacta tank asleep and at your most vulnerable.
I don't know if I want Fennec to be backstabbing him though, right?
Well,
Because
definitely somebody.
yeah, I know. I just don't think it should be her because he saved her. She was like, down for his cause, and I would prefer that he have someone by his side that's just down for whatever. And I don't know, man.
What would be the reasoning? He saved her from death.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, but it's like right now she's like, suspect number one, right? Because she's
Yeah.
always late to the fight.
Babasco, who let that Wookiee in that palace?
That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. She's supposed to be the chief, his number two, right? So
Maybe
how did he
get
get?
and she
somewhere else?
And she did convince him not to kill the Wookiee either.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, but how did he get in there? That's the thing.
That's the thing. So it's either, in my opinion, it's either her or the droid, or those two freaking Gamorreans, right? Shit. What was the other thing I was gonna bring up? I don't like how they closed off the Tusken Raider story. Like it's.
It was neither.
It was like, why build them up so much and then
just to kill them
off so fast? Now you see, it's the king. I don't think the warrior one was in there at all. I think it was the chief, the main chief's body was there.
Yeah.
And hold on, Chris, you gotta go.
Yeah, I gotta run over and set up things, get everything ready for the show.
Yeah, go ahead. Pick it up.
So when you guys are done, join us over on Chaos Central for the Rule of Three. Thank you guys. Thank you for having me on. I'll try to be here next week, okay? And I'll come more prepared.
Okay.
Take it easy, all right? Thank you guys.
Yeah, and I don't like how they ended that with the Tuskens. It was like, we're getting to see so much, and then they're gone.
Yeah. I'm gonna head over there too, though, guys. Thanks for having me on, man. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Peace
Dan,
out,
you got a bill too?
Yeah, I got to bounce.
Okay, give me your grade.
I'll give this a B-.
B-? All right. Cool. All right, Danny, pick yourself up.
All right, man. Thank y'all. Have a good night. Check us out if you get a chance.
Have a good one, Dan.
Later.
There, man. So yeah, myself was that the whole. So the bikes we already pounded that one. Like they felt so out of place, like it didn't have their place in this episode or in this universe. The way they looked, the way the way they looked. It was all over the place. It was a mess, man. It was just a plain mess. Just imagine that fighting scene, okay? Him and Fennec, him in his suit, fighting around the palace, getting him to where the pit is, and in combination, getting him in there. That would be more realistic, right?
Right.
But we all know if that's the Wookiee that we know of, he would have been dead. He would have killed all those freaking Power Rangers, killed Boba Fett without his armor. That's fact, right? That's the thing. It's the inconsistency of this episode was just terrible. And if it wasn't for the cinematics of the graphics and the way they capture those shots, I really would have been like, I'm done. If it wasn't for that, but I'm still gonna watch next week because I want to see what's gonna happen.
Do you think Jon Favreau's being forced to get this thing out too quick, and he's not being?
Honestly, we got what, four more episodes?
Yes.
Everything's gonna be rushed now. Because if are they 30 minutes or are they gonna be 50 minutes episodes?
Yeah, that's true.
But for me, I'm gonna start off with a grade right now. I'm giving this a C-.
I would go with C.
Nindroid. Austin.
Muted.
I'd give it a C plus. I mean, I don't want to. I still have hope with this show. I'm not gonna go in the camp of I don't want to hate the show. I don't want the show to be another Loki or I want to like this show. So I'm still holding out, but there are just a lot of problems with it. So but I'll go with C plus for right now.
Okay. Number 1.
F for filler. Sorry.
Okay. Beast. Shit. Jason.
I think I gave the last 2 episodes, I think, an A and A-.
Yep.
I'm like Austin. I really don't want to give. I still have faith. I'm expecting to see some big things, so I'm just going to give it a solid C. And I don't want to give it too hard, but they do need to improve next episode.
All right, fair enough. Oh, we lost Nindroid. Okay. G major. What did you say?
I gave it a C.
Gave it a C.
Yep.
Awesome, man. I don't know, man. I hope. Oh man, do I hope they do something good.
I hope. I mean, it's the same thing with Hawkeye. It was some points I'm not looking, but they improved, so we'll see.
Well, I'm going to end the poll, and the poll says 56% hate it, did not like it. So more people did not enjoy this episode than they actually did.
Okay.
Which I completely and totally get.
Yeah.
What sucks? We had a good episode last week. We had a really good. And
last week was
so
great.
Much going forward, and it's the same thing,
right?
In all these other episodes, and they just sort of tried to filler it. And they didn't filler it, but they.
It just felt like it was everywhere.
Yeah.
Why let him go?
Even the Wookiee, it was like they had to fight. They had him in prison, and then it's like, oh, we're letting you go. And then I hope we get the Wookiee back, but who knows? That's the thing.
It was terrible, man. Hey, what's up, Mr. Gregory? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Yeah. So, guys, final thoughts. What do you think we're getting next week? More trash, more inconsistency, or we're gonna actually get something that we're gonna be like, okay?
I think it's going to be a change. I think it's going to be a change.
Already 7?
7. So there's 4 more left.
So this is the 3rd one. So we got 4 more.
I think it'll be a cliffhanger next week.
we're probably going to at least get 1 to 2 more trash episodes. I guarantee, because this is the way it
You
always
think
is.
so? Really?
This is the way.
Yeah,
This
the
is the way.
way.
This is the new
They
way.
could. I mean, it
Give
could
me
be like
trash.
an NBA game.
Yeah.
They get stuck ass one night. Next night they blow it out the front, and then we have another bad episode. That could be what's going to happen. I don't know.
You know what? I agree with you. I think there'll be one more trash episode, and then we're gonna gradually build up.
You are all wrong. We are gonna have glorious episodes. And this series is gonna bring
we
back
could have
the
a fire
faith of all
episode next
fans.
week, and then the episode after that week could be a whole episode about Jawas or something. Who knows?
See the Jawas, motherfuckers. Where is my armor?
He goes, hangs out with the Jawas for a whole episode. Who the hell knows?
Drinking blue milk. Yeah.
Oh God.
Here's for hoping.
No.
Austin, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm at least expecting one more not that great episode this season, because usually that's usually the case with really all these shows. There's going to be a couple of bad episodes here and there, which honestly, I'm just going to be honest, there's really no excuse for that, especially when it's only 6 episodes. Like, that really should not be a problem. Like, I understand you got to have those episodes that are filler, but at the same time, when your shows are that short, that's really no excuse. But I mean, I'm still hoping, like, I think we're going to get one more bad episode, and then we're going to get, I hope the rest of it's good. Because like I said, I don't hate the show. I know not a lot of people like it, but I'm one of those people where it's like, I don't hate it, but I just want to see better. If
everybody wants to see better, right?
Right.
That's the thing. And it's crazy because that's what has us as Star Wars fans hoping to get better, right? And not get anything pushed upon us, like any type of agendas, which I don't think we really got here besides the biker bang. Like, some people were saying they were emo, some people, were saying, they had to add color in order to live it up a bit.
Honestly,
it's a good point. When we were young, we did stuff too that would put us out on the forefront. Back in my day, like I said, breakdancing with jumbo shoelaces that were fluorescent colors on my sneakers, right?
Yeah,
that was the thing. Baggy pants back then, right? When they started coming out. So I kind of get it, but it's just, it shows the lack of writing. I don't know, writing is the case, or the people that came out of that freaking, what they do, the drawings and stuff. What's that called again? What's that called when they have the panels and the storyboarding? When they left the storyboarding and they were putting this episode together, I just felt it was going everywhere.
Yeah,
right.
It's the problem with all these Disney Plus shows is my thing is they try to do so much with so little.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, if you really want to do shit like this needs to at least be like 12 episodes at most. Like 6-7 episodes ain't gonna do it. Like, that's why a lot of these Marvel shows I don't like, because they can't do. If you're gonna have 6 episodes, don't do a lot. The story needs to be straightforward. It has to be consistent. But if you're not consistent and you're trying to do so much at once, it's just going to be a clusterfuck.
And it isn't. Consistency isn't there. And everything we've got.
The thing about the biker gang, they really didn't need them, but they should have, like they were saying about the callers, because even the guy says, well, where you? They don't work. They don't have no jobs. So they're not rich. So, I mean, right there, they sort of contradicted themselves, because they don't even have any jobs.
Man, they're selling spice in the corner. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but they could have had them, but had them look like like normal. They could have the gray parts all have it look like Fast and Furious with the NOS tank coming out through tackling. Just doesn't fit the area or anything there.
Yeah. Number one, who I thought the girl was? I thought it was the Doctor. I thought the girl was the Doctor, from the comic. What was her name? The one Vader becomes friends with.
Afra.
Yeah, Afra.
Wasn't she the one that like grew like fascinated with Vader, and then like she tried hitting on him, and then Vader kills her?
Yes, I think that's the one. I mean, I have the books here. I have to reread them.
She's pretty crazy, not gonna lie.
Yeah. So I thought it was her, right? But does he kill her here, or Vader chopped off her arm?
Well, Dr. Aphra and Black Chrysanthemum are basically a team,
Right.
and at least in the comics and stuff.
Exactly. Now, wouldn't that be cool if they actually start with they stuck with something consistent, right?
Yeah.
Now I gotta get that, man. Yeah. All right, guys. We'll go around the panel. G Major, tell the people where they can find you, Mr. DJ.
Yes, sir. You can find me on G Major, G.Major. I do What Up Doe on Mondays. We look at anything going on in entertainment. Wednesdays, we do my Hump Day mix. I do mixes and stuff like that. Friday, we're going to start something new. We're going to talk about the Friday top 5. And I'm going to invite you guys who want to be part of it. So that's what I got going on.
Cool. Austin.
I got my own channel. I just reached over 200 subs. I will probably I might do a celebration stream sometime this weekend. I was thinking about doing it today, but then I fell asleep. But I'll just go through usually my work week, as I like to call it. Sundays, I got my own show called Shadow Eye, where this past week, we just ranked all the MCU releases of 2021. So check that out when you can. You can find me on Chris Knight's channel for the weekly wrap-up, and you can find me on Chaos Central for the Book of Boba Fett Roundtable. Monday, I do a show called Good Old Wrestling. This past week, we just talked about the best and worst of wrestling 2021. We might be doing a show next week where we will probably be talking about the desecration of NXT and now where NXT 2.0 just basically pisses all over Triple H's creation.
Oh, he's gone. You heard about that, didn't you?
Oh God,
Triple H is no longer in charge of NXT.
Really?
Bruce Pritchard's.
Yeah.
Full control.
R.I.P. Yeah, it's bad. Tuesday, I usually do a show called Oscillator and Friends Talk Pop Culture. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the other two, but I'm hoping we can get shit going by this coming week. Wednesday, you can find me here on the Hangout on the Basketball Scenario, where you talk about the Book of Boba Fett, and we talk about other things. So, just check them out.
This time I only stuck with Boba Fett because there were a lot of people that were going to be on, so
yeah,
I knew we were going to go over.
So check them out. And Thursday, Splash Talk's coming back. I got a real fucking doozy of a fanfic I'm reading. Oh boy, that's going to be really bad. I already can tell. Friday is usually Galactic Chat on Ninja 243's channel. Go check them out. And also Saturdays, me and Angry Care Bears review films. We've been doing the Nightmare on Elm Street series. We just finished the Freddy's Dead review. Now we're reviewing New Nightmare. Go check them out.
Good stuff.
And also Twitter. I'm on Twitter at the Oscillator17. Sometimes I tweet. Sometimes I retweet. Sometimes I don't. It's a lot. Go check me out. Guy Scar, thanks for having me on.
Right on, man. Right on. Jason.
What's going on, everybody? My channel is Jason Lee Tucker's Statement. Probably won't be doing nothing until probably the weekend due to work. I might do something Friday night, but it'd be late, like after 11 or something. Gosh, I got some shows I got to get going. It just ain't had time to do them. So
I hear you.
Guys, like some wrestling shows. I got and we got another rock show coming up. We got an interview with a local band coming up here in town. So check it out. I also just busted over 200 too. So I'm trying to
nice.
Awesome. One sub at a time.
That's it, man. That's it. Then it's the stream that you do. You get a couple more, and that's how it goes, man.
And Vasco, I appreciate letting me come on tonight.
Anytime, brother. Anytime. Number one.
What up?
What up?
Yeah, you can find me on my channel, just number one. I haven't done anything in a while, but eventually I will.
Awesome, man. Get to it, man. Get to it. Just do it. Don't procrastinate.
Do it.
I'd like to thank the lovely Sherry for who just got a mod today, and she's doing a great job putting our links out there. Mr. Grant Gregory,
Nice.
Shifty, Chaos Crew is here. Dandelion, Tim. Who else did we get? Flash was in the house. Pert Minded was in the house. Darius was in the house as well. Who else do we have? G Major, you're on the panel. You don't count.
What the hell?
El Capitan was in the house. Teletubby Scooters. Mr. Dragon. Yeah. And we had 32 flavors of Nick Weiser. Awesome, dude. And who else do we got? And that's about it, man. So myself, Basco Scenario, every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern on the Hangout. Thank you for everybody. Thank you guys for being here. And saying that, I bid you a good night.
Peace.